All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? Back again, second stream of the day. This morning, we just went through the giveaway from the tweet where I asked people what's up real world impact that the Maximus team people should aim to make. And we had over 100 entries in that giveaway. Read through all of them. Then, we did the giveaway. So that was really fun. But then right now, what I was gonna be working on the Maximus team and the Perpetuals websites, and we've been having such a great time just doing that here on live, where people can ask questions, and it honestly just kind of helps me get things done quicker if I'm just like live streaming right in front of you. So today, feel free to ask any questions in the chat. I'll be looking at the chat regularly. We have, we're midway through our testnet phase. We are, the first base stake ended 2 days ago. That means that the base stake may actually be eligible to start in a couple hours. I'll have to check just kind of the timing of everything. And so, what we'll be doing is we'll be improving the team rewards, like the staker rewards interface. We're going to be improving the base stake transitioning from the stake to when it's the minting phase into the stake phase. We're going to improve that a little bit, and then and then we'll start there, and then we'll go from there. I see Warden you in the chat. What's up, man? Slap staff, great job, bro. Thank you. Oh, I have to mention our sponsor for this episode. This episode is sponsored by watermelon. Make sure you're eating enough watermelon in your diet. Weefish Kozab, Brandon Frazier asks, hey man, I've just stumbled across this. Is this a new project coming out? Yeah. So why don't I give you just a quick rundown on what it is? So Maximus is a DAO that's focused on expanding the Hex ecosystem through stake pooling. So rather than staking Hex on your own and paying the gas fee on your own, and then not being able to sell your staked Hex, we've created some stake pooling contracts that allow people to hold staked Hex in this pool, and then that creates drastic gas savings. You don't have to pay the gas to end the stake, which can be pretty expensive the longer the stake gets. And then also you have access to early liquidity. So if you want to sell, your token that represents your ownership of the stake is fully liquid, so you can sell at any time. So we launched Maxi, which is a max length Hex stake pool. We launched that on April 15th, and that was a really big success. We had a lot of participation. About 5,000 people participated, and people are very thrilled because so far the Maxi token has outperformed the underlying Hex by about 1.8 to 1. It got up as high as like 2 to 1, but it's settled down a little bit. And so that was the first rollout. And then now, due to the success of that, and then a lot of people asking for more pools, we're getting ready to roll out the Perpetuals. And so the Perpetuals are a modification of the original Maxi contract, where these ones are where it starts with a minting phase, just like Maxi, where you mint one of these tokens per Hex that you contribute to the pool. And then we start a stake. So we're launching 4 of these at once. There's going to be a 1-year stake called Base, a 3-year stake called Trio, 7-year stake called Lucky, and a 10-year stake called Desi. And so you can choose to join these pools, and then as those stakes end, they roll over. So every year we'll have a base stake that ends and then restarts. Every 3 years we'll have Trio. Every 7 years we'll have Lucky. Every 10 years we'll have Desi, and that'll go on forever. And so to incentivize the growth of these stake pools, we've created another token called Team. Team gets half of the bigger pays better bonus from each of these stakes. So the bigger pays better bonus, it is based on how much hex is in the single stake. And it can get you up to, for a max length stake, it can get you up to 3% more yield. And so the bigger pays better bonus isn't actually that big compared to the longer pays better bonus. And because it is only driven by the size of these pools, we thought that would be the perfect way to incentivize the team stakers to be promoting the growth of these pools. It's where the team stakers only get income if they cause these pools to be large. And so the team token is there to incentivize the growth of these pools. Because we think that is good for the hex economy. The more hex that's staked in these pools versus staked on its own saves millions of dollars of gas fees, from being leached from the hex economy into the ETH miner economy. And it creates it adds financial utility to hex, which can expand its use case. And so this is a very important thing for hex in general. And so we wanted to incentivize, those stake pools to be as large as possible. And so we're doing that through the bigger pays better bonus sharing that's shared to team stakers. So that's the perpetual pools. And then, so team, that's a one-time mint. There's going to be a one-time mint phase where you can mint one team per one maxi that you contribute to the pool, or, not to the pool, to the team contract. And then from there, you stake your team. And then based on, your percentage of that year's entire team staking class, you get that percentage of all of the income that enters the team contract from that year. And so you stake in 1 year increments. And then at the end of that year, if you stake the whole year, you can claim your rewards. And so those rewards come from all of those pools. So every year, the base stake is going to pay a little bit of hex to team. And then every 3 years, the trio stake is going to pay a little bit of hex to team. Every 7 years, Lucky. Every 10 years, Deci. And that will go on forever. So in addition to the bigger pays better bonus sharing that happens from the perpetual pools into team, 30% of the maxi that is minted into team is going to be redistributed back to the team stakers across years 3, 6, and 9. So in year 3, 5% of the maxi is sent back to the team stakers. 10% of the maxi is sent in year 6, and then 15% of the total maxi that's minted into team is redistributed to team stakers during year 9. So 369, we call it the 369 maxi rebate. So that happens across those years, and that's just a bonus incentive for people that mint team to also stake during those years. And then, so aside from that, 20% of the total maxi that gets that gets minted into team gets burnt. And then 50% of the maxi and a copy of all of the team goes into something called the mystery box. And so the mystery box is exactly that. It is a mystery. And you shouldn't have any expectations that it does anything for you or to benefit anybody. The contents of the mystery box are not your money. The maxi, when you mint your maxi into team, the maxi is no longer your money. The team is now your money. And so, and you should be absolutely, you should have no expectations of anything from that mystery box. You'll be able to track the mystery box because the mystery box is really just it's an Ethereum smart contract. And that's all it's done. All it does is it's programmed just to send tokens to another address. So that's it. So you'll actually be able to fully track everything that goes on with that mystery box. So, over time it'll become clear what the purpose of it is. Maybe, could do nothing. And we've talked about all the things that could possibly happen with that mystery box. But overall, you shouldn't have any expectations of the mystery box. So yeah, that's the perpetuals and team. The perpetuals are hex stake pools that are designed to save gas and provide instant liquidity. And then team is the marketing engine behind those pools that is incentivized to grow them. If those pools are small, then team payouts are small. If those pools are large, team payouts are large. And then it all just goes from there. And I saw Slapstop asked how much minimum length the stake team token will be. So staking the team token is done in 1 year increments. So in order to earn rewards from a year, you need to stake before that year starts, and you can not end stake before that year ends if you want to earn the rewards from that year. So the base stake, that 1 year stake cycle, that's like the calendar of the whole team staking system. So you have to start your team stake before the base stake starts, and you have to keep it staked until the end of the base stake in order to earn all of the yield that came in to the team contract during that base stake. You can early end stake if you've started a stake and you haven't finished your year. You can, and all you do is you experience a very modest 3.69% early end stake penalty. And if you early end stake, you don't get the staker rewards from that year. So it's an all or nothing on the staker rewards, and then the early end stake penalty is very modest, 3.69%. Honestly, that should probably be higher, but we'll leave it at that. We wanted it to be high enough to be a substantial deflationary pressure on the team supply, but also we wanted it to be low enough to so people felt compelled to do it because the more that because that penalty, it's not redistributed to anybody. Well, it's actually effectively redistributed to everybody because those team from that penalty are simply not reminted back into existence when you early end stake. And so those just get permanently burnt, and then that causes deflation on the team supply. And so that means there's less competition for team sellers in the market, and there's less competition for team stakers trying to go for those staking rewards. So a deflationary, so the team supply, it starts after the minting phase. That's the maximum team supply that there will ever be. And then over time, it'll just slowly dwindle away as people early end stake. And so to answer your question, one year staking term, and you have to renew your stake every year. We don't want the team staker rewards to be going to dead or inactive accounts. And so in order to earn from each year, you have to renew your stake every year. So that's just to prevent dilution from people that aren't active. Because, again, the whole purpose of team is to be the marketing engine behind the perpetual pools. And so we don't want to be paying, those team staker rewards to people who are not active. And so you prove that you're active in the ecosystem by simply at least once a year. It can happen at any time of the year. You at least once a year, you have to, roll forward your stake into the next term in order to earn part of those earnings. Crypto Gains Club. Yep, that's right. Yep. Could you think of Maxi being a liquid year by year T-share in a way, but better? So I don't typically call it even though each Maxi is backed by its corresponding amount of T-shares. So in Maxi, there's about 42,000 T-shares in that stake, and there's 294 million total Maxi. And so 42,000 divided by 294 million is the number of T-shares per Maxi. And so in a way it is that, because it's a link to that, but I view it more that the Maxi is it's more backed by the Hex principle plus the yield that it earns. So as much as the yield that it earns is related to the T-shares, but it's not and because each Maxi is backed by a certain number of T-shares, that explanation does make sense. But I view it the way that makes more sense to me is that it's backed by the Hex stake itself, and the Hex stake itself contains T-shares, but it also contains the principal. And so that's why I don't really relate Maxi to T-shares. Maxi has a ton of T-shares. It's like the 8th largest stake. And each Maxi is earns the yield from its proportional amount of those T-shares. But I don't really, the T-shares had nothing to do with the Maxi minting rate. The Maxi minting rate was 1 hex per 1 Maxi, and then the amount of T-shares per Maxi was an after the fact result. So it's kind of like that, but that's not really how I think about it. Thanks, man. Sounds great. Looking forward to it. We'll keep an eye on Twitter when it goes live. Yep, could be live very soon. So the auditor, they're undergoing an audit. Last I checked, they said that they were doing the line by line review on the code, where they check for any software bugs, known issues, everything. And then once they do that, they do kind of like a formal testing, where they check for known vulnerabilities, and then that's scheduled to be done on the 28th, and it's kind of the last thing that needs to be done until we go live. So it could be very soon that this thing gets launched. So yeah. Dip, are you bullish on Team or Maxi? Why do I feel Team's price increase will trump the other perpetuals except Maxi? So I mean, obviously I'm bullish on all of them. So the Maxi and I mean even the perpetuals as well. Those all, like, they're the main value driver in those tokens is the hex price. So those, like, all Maxi and the perpetuals are basically like, it's like wrapped hex and then multiplied by the earnings that it's getting per year, times the length of those stakes. And so the Maxi, like Maxi price pumping insanely only happens as a result of the hex price pumping insanely. And so Maxi and the perpetuals are very, very tightly coupled to the hex price, times the multiplier based on their earnings rate. And then Team has its own supply and demand dynamics. And so although the Team earns yield in hex, Maxi, and Hedron, the Team price itself isn't like tied to that, because it's not like Team is like redeemable for those coins. Like Team earns it, but it's not redeemable in the same way that, like Maxi, at the end of the stake, you burn Maxi and redeem the hex. And so that hex, the amount of hex that the Maxi contract contains is kind of like the center of gravity for the Maxi price. So as it grows, the Maxi, redemption rate grows, and then like the Maxi price can grow with that. And it's kind of like a center of gravity for that. Team is not really bound by that, because on like the components of Team's value is one, just like the yield from the perpetuals. And so the larger those are, the larger the payout is to Team stakers. But Team has its, but aside from, the earnings from Team staking, it has its own, dynamics due to its fixed supply, like where after the minting phase ends, the supply is fixed, and it can only deflate in supply. And so Team itself is deflationary. And then also because it had the year by year staking, especially because there are certain years where numerous ones of the perpetual pools all line up, and there are, more than one maybe paying yield to Team. And maybe certain years, just those pools are really big, and then that may attract more people to be staking their Team. When the Team is staked, it is burnt, and so staked Team needs to be unstaked in order to be sold. And if you unstake your Team, you don't get the stake rewards from that period, and then everyone else who's staked for the whole term, their stake rewards go up. And so there's that staking dynamic involved, which can put a lot of pressure, like upwards pressure, on the Team price, especially if people are expecting a large payout and all the people that already have Team are wanting to stake to earn that. So like there may be very little Team for sale at some points in time, and so that can really drive the price up. But then as the price goes up, something that I let me find this tweet, and then I'll show you what I mean. Let's see. Let's pull up. I'm gonna pull up this tweet here to show you just kind of a couple of cycles of. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit for y'all. Okay, so what I showed here on this chart is how the Team supply is impacted by the Team price movements. So, like, say the market's expecting a lot of big payouts in the next year, and then a lot of people start buying team to stake it, then the price may hit some upwards level where existing stakers, do some calculation in their head and they're like, okay, the team price is so high that I can early end stake team, and the amount that the team price went up far exceeds the gains, or that far exceeds the loss from the 3.69% early end stake penalty plus the team rewards that they're giving, the stake rewards that they're giving up. And so as the team price can go really high, then maybe that attracts other users to, other team stakers to early end stake and then sell that pump down. And then when people are early end staking to sell a pump down, then the staker rewards are higher for the current period. The team supply goes down. You see how on this chart, like on these orange bands where, we expect high early end staking, we see the team supply dwindling away. And so as the team price goes up, it might attract early end staking. Early end stake boosts the earnings for the existing stakers, and then decreases the team supply, which decreases the seller's competition for the next cycle. Now there's less team to be sold, and there's less team to stake to compete for those rewards. And so that early end stake penalty, dynamic, along with the potentially infinite team yield, because these, the really top level, at least my goal for these pools is for every liquid hex to be staked in these pools. And so that's kind of the upper boundary of, the maximum earnings per team. And that, who knows, maybe someone will create a contract that pays team in some other way. But at least for the perpetual pools, the larger those grow, then the more income that's spread out to team stakers, and the team, and there can only be so many team stakers, and it's based on that initial minting amount. That's, the minting phase. The purpose of the minting phase is to set the initial team supply, and then from there, the team supply only goes down. And so, team, like, it's kind of hard to, suggest that any, the other ones may outperform it if they're successful, because anything that makes the Maxi earnings go up also makes the team earnings go up, and that's the daily payout per T-share. Because if the daily payout per T-share is going up a lot, and that causes the Maxi earnings to go up a lot, that daily payout per T-share going up is also causing the Perpetuals earnings to be going up. And the more that those are earning, when we looked at that equation of, the team earnings per perpetual pool stake equation, one of the things in the numerator is average payout per T-share. So the average payout per T-share is really the only thing that can cause the Maxi value measured in hex to go up. And any increase in the average payout per T-share that's experienced by Maxi is also experienced by team. So there's really nothing that makes Maxi go up in value that doesn't also make team go up in value. And then team also has that deflationary pressure, on it. And then also the potentially very illiquid circulating supply of team if everybody's staking to earn those rewards. Because, it's like, especially early on, like why would you mint team unless if you're planning on staking it? Unless people are, taking in what I'm saying now and they're going to be holding team liquid to try to sell into some of these pumps. But anyone who holds team liquid and doesn't stake is just boosting the APY for everybody else. And so then when people read that APY, kind of like how in Hex, the OA barely stakes. And so because they have a majority of the supply and it's held liquid, the APY is higher for everybody else. A similar dynamic could happen there if people are mainly trading team and not staking it. Because if they think that the team price appreciation alone is going to exceed the earnings, then exceed the staker earnings, then they may just keep it liquid and then play the trading game. And the more people that are doing that, the higher the yield is for stakers. And so that could, for people that want to buy team and then stake it to earn that yield, then that increases the demand for team. So, team it has a lot of very positive dynamics involved in it. And, because of the minting, because of the minting creates all of the supply. And then, so it's like a finite amount of supply that potentially infinite income can be divided amongst. Team really has like no upside cap on it, whereas like Maxi and the Perpetuals, those kind of do. They're mainly driven by the hex price. Good question. Why do I feel like team's pricing except Hex Logic says, thanks, bro. All that time he spent explaining now about team. I think I got to it. Would it be worth it for a small player, maybe do $100 each stake period, or would you rather take that full amount to one? So if you mean the pools, so if the perpetual pools really do unlock hex staking for the smaller people. And I think that, for $100, I mean, still you do pay just the gas fee for minting. And so, that'll probably be like, just a couple dollars. And so, if I were, I mean, obviously, this isn't, financial advice and you really need to look within, but definitely consider the gas fee, for that. And then also, for the smaller amounts, it's always better to consolidate and just do your things. And, the less transactions you do, the better. So, perhaps just choose one of the pools that you like the most. And then, maybe just go into that one. I think people that have larger amounts are probably going to be spreading it out across the pools. But yeah, if you're just doing those smaller amounts, maybe just do one of the like longer ones, like Lucky or Desi, because that probably makes more sense. Wish you could edit YouTube comments. Yep. Comments you have, not the live chat. Maybe like a one-time quick edit. Let's 10 seconds after. Yeah. Hey, GRC, what's up, dude? Sal says, hey. Sam and SB says, hi, I'll check in from South Dakota Farm. That's awesome. Is this hat sleeveless? Yeah, just for you, GRC. Cucumbers. BitBoy wearing wife beater day. Also Corey is. Yeah, I'm wearing a wife beater under this. This would be a heater day. Heater beater. APY goes up for staker. Yep. Virtual lending. I like team. I'll be there for it. Yeah, I love team. Team is a power. Team in a way brings back the referral bonus from Hex. Because remember in the Hex launch where they're like, if you, got people to click your link, and then when they minted Hex through the AA, if they use your referral link, you also got some Hex. That ended after 1 year, and so far there really hasn't been any type of like referral thing. People have talked about like raising money as like a referral thing, but I don't think anything like that has materialized. But this is, I think, the first thing that kind of introduces back a referral system to onboarding. Maybe Staker app. Maybe Staker app has something, with their referral thing. That actually, yeah. So Staker app, that was a bit, that. So team isn't the first use case of bringing back a referral system, but this is a kind of indirect referral system where, because the larger these perpetual pools are, the larger the team staker yield is. That incentivizes the team stakers to onboard new users into Hex, and then through these pools. And so that's why we really focused on the user experience of these perpetual pools, is because ideally these should be really strong onboarding mechanisms for Hex, where rather than like having to convince your friend to first buy Hex and then decide how much you're going to stake and then think about the gas fees and do all that, you just onboard them straight into these pools. And then so as those pools my dog's right here begging me, so as those pools grow from new people being onboarded into the ecosystem, the team staker payout grows. And so Yeah, we're bringing back the referral. Crypto Gains Club 369 says traders get short-term gains by sacrificing long-term gains. Yeah, and they attempt to get short-term gains, and their attempt in getting that is actually a really positive thing for everybody else because traders, it's like there's a handful of them that buy the bottom and then sell the top, but then the majority of them buy the top and sell the bottom, and so a trader buying the top is just getting a better deal for someone who already has team. And then also likewise, a trader selling the bottom is getting a new person being onboarded into the system a chance at a good deal. So having people speculating and not staking, it's actually a very positive thing for the whole ecosystem because it enables other people to experience those high gain opportunities. And so I fully support people actively and degenerately trading these tokens because it's good for everyone else. And if they can, earn some profit from it, good for them. But most of them won't because trading is not it is a zero sum game. Like a fraction of people get the gains, and then most of the people get the losses. And so, they have to bear that risk for that reward. But then the act of them bearing that risk causes other people to experience better performance and have better opportunities. So I fully support people degenerately trading team. This stuff is more closest related to actual staked hex than Hedron and Icosa, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, this is, the perpetuals are fully backed by the stakes, whereas like Icosa is kind of indirectly like the stakers gain in value the more people that stake HSIs and then sell them back to the contract. And so it's in a roundabout way, it's kind of related to that. But in this case, if you're minting a like base lucky trio Deci, you're just contributing to a hex stake pool that you can then redeem as the stake ends, or you can just let it roll forward into the next period. So yeah, you're right that we're directly wrapping hex stakes, whereas Icosa and Hedron are more like derivatives that are where basically the supply is governed by people staking, where those coins are not backed by the stake themselves. It's like it's more so that the stake is also backed by some Hedron, because you can mint Hedron per your stakes. So it's almost like the hex stake is backed by Hedron. And so, yeah, that's a good insight. And it includes Hedron. Oh yeah. So that's something I didn't even mention in the perpetuals and team. So outside of just the hex bigger pays better bonus, the team also gets the Hedron from these perpetuals. So by now the Hedron earned from these stakes is pretty small. And so so it's it is a small amount, but also it was mainly for the simplicity of the contract. I didn't want to introduce new complexity and new attack surface in order to build a system that would enable people that held the token at the time of the perpetual pool stake ending to be able to claim the team. I didn't maybe honestly I probably could have built it, but that added complexity. I was trying to remove complexity from the perpetual pool contract. I wasn't trying to introduce complexity. And so with that, so just the simple solution was just to route the Hedron that's earned from those stakes into team, just to further boost that team, the incentive for team people to, grow these pools without the people who hold those stakes to feel like anything came at their expense, because Hedron could have just never happened in the first place, so that's just like an extra little bonus. And then also, where the amount paid to team only comes from bigger pays better bonus. That's, yield that you wouldn't have got had you staked on your own. So the design of what was actually paid from the perpetuals to the team contract was done very deliberately because to make it feel like it doesn't come at anybody's expense. And so Hedron got bundled in there, part for simplicity and part to boost the bonus on team. And if you really want that Hedron, either just buy it. Maybe you can hold your perpetual token and then maybe sell into a premium and then buy the Hedron that you would have got from it, and then you're fine there. Or just stake team. Because say you participated in the Deci stake, then so in that case, you're planning on holding it till redemption. So in that time, that Deci stake is going to earn some amount of Hedron. So you could just also, while you wait for the Deci stake to end, just simply stake some team, and then in that first 10-year period, you're earning Hedron from 10 base stakes, 3 trio stakes, 1 lucky stake, and then you're also getting Maxi from the 369 rebate, and that Maxi is earning a bunch of Hedron with a 5x bonus because Maxi launched right around the time of Hedron launch. So if you really want that Hedron that the perpetual pool is paying to team, then simply just stake some team. And then maybe you'll end up with more than what you started. And that all depends on how many other people are staking and how much it earns. But yeah, so if you really want that Hedron, just participate in the staking because you're earning Hedron from all of the stakes, and it may exceed what you would have earned simply from your stake alone. Keto Natural says, hey from London. What's up? Welcome. Great stream, all the way from the Mediterranean. Team, let's go. Wow, we're international. This must be a good time. Oh, I love the Mediterranean. I was just in Greece for my honeymoon. Oh my gosh, truly amazing. I think my favorite place was either Naxos or Crete. Truly amazing. Crypto Gains Club said, I made so much with self-referral. Oh yeah, like that self-referral was awesome. It basically just gave you like I don't know what % bonus, but it basically just gave you a bonus. And it was pretty awesome. But at one point, I did actually start just buying on Uniswap because I thought I was getting more, but then I don't know if I actually was. Look back and look at the days when I didn't self-refer. WeFish goes, so many positives, midnight here in South Africa. Wow, we've got London, Mediterranean, South Africa. What other countries are in? Reply with the country that you're watching this from. Let's see what's the farthest corner of the universe that we have viewers from. Let's see what people have to say. I'm in a Greek island, actually. Maxi Ecosystems International, bro. Hell yeah. Midnight Masterclass as well here in Kenya. Oh, wow. Glad to have you. Crypto Gains Club. They're seeing a dirty jersey. Hey, well, we are all on this earth together. So, we shall be in solidarity. I actually have this awesome pin right here. It says, can you read that? Solidarity now. I'm gonna put that on. We got Ash from Australia. Wow, we are really spanning all corners of the earth. We've got Europe. I haven't seen Asia, Africa. We have North America. Haven't seen South America, and then Australia. So we don't have Antarctica. I do know somebody who actually lives in Antarctica, though. So maybe I'll have to get him on the stream so we can cover all the continents. But welcome. Do we have anyone from South America or Asia watching the stream? How's that look? They call it the ass end of the world. That's funny. All right. So does anyone have any more questions? I'm Brazilian, bro, so I cover South America. There you go. We have a Brazilian representative currently stationed in the Mediterranean. And we have Slapstap in Belgium. Brussels. Nice. Perfect for me. I'm at work at the moment. I normally catch most streams from midnight till 4 a.m. Wow, that's late. All right. Um, so today what I was gonna do was, oh, now we got okay, same person from Kenya. I thought that was another person from Kenya. I was like, oh wow. Um, so today what I'm planning on doing is gonna be working on the staking rewards dashboards um, and then also in about 2 hours from now we the day will tick over, and I think that's when this next team staking period starts. So we'll check how the days line up, and then we're going to be moving forward with that. Um, so if anyone has any more questions, I'll keep it here for a moment. But if not, we're going to get right back into it. System failure says, haha, I love your honesty. Let the people trade more with us. Yeah, I mean, it's very important. Trading is a very important activity for pricing the value of assets. Like that's it's a critical function. Like if everyone on earth stopped speculating on asset prices, the whole world would come crashing in a fiery ball of mess just because society couldn't function. It's truly one of the most important functions of societies for there to be markets of people that are speculating on the future prices of goods and services. It's critically important. If that didn't happen, then the whole world would just collapse. So very 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 important for people to be trading. All right, let's hop into it. So so this is the team staking dashboard. There are a couple things that I know for sure I need to fix on this. First thing is that my let this reload. Okay, so we know that we need to change this one. This has the filler text. That's not right. And then also I know that when you click this, people said that they didn't know what this 3-button thing is, the thing to show your rewards. There's that. And then I also need to add the claimed amount to be like a little checkbox if they've claimed that one. And then also to only show coins that have claimable amounts. So going to be fixing that, and then maybe something to show when the stake deadline rolls over. My dog is just pawing at me. What do you want, girl? Okay, so let's get into it. So that's on the stake. Oh, it's actually called stake. Okay, so label stake deadline. Label stake deadline is right there. Oh, you see that? I just had this filler text. I didn't even have my correct text. So we're going to say deadline equals, it's got to be self dot team contract dot actually this is based on the base contract, so we actually need to actually pull in the base. Yeah, so we are going to have to pull in base into this one. So what's the best way that we can do that? Just simply, so up here is where I call in these ones. So let's just go into that one, and then I'm going to add a, okay, so connect wallet. It's on chain interface, I think. Okay. So let's just here. I'm gonna just set up a different one. So I'm gonna say if get base contract, and then so we need self.base ABI equals paste that in, and then self.base contract address equals self.team contract. This is connected to the rest. Dot get supported tokens base. Okay, so that should give us the base contract, and then self.base contract equals ethers contract self.base contract address self.base contract base ABI, and then we need the provider, which is provider. So, and then providers passed in. Okay. So we've got that, and then let's return base contract. Okay. So we have that. So now we need to go get the base contract ABI. We can get that from the perpetual pool apps because I know that the ABI is in here. I think it's in here. It's called Maxi ABI. Yep. Wait, no, wrong one. Yep, right here. Okay, so we got that. And we know that that's the same. I'm going to zoom in here just so you guys can see more. Okay, so now we're back on this chain interface, and then we know the base ABI is going to be the same as that one. So why don't we see if that worked? So we need to get the base. Okay, so we're getting the base. Okay, so where was that? Yeah, right here. So self.base contract. Okay, so here we're going to just collect it here. So self.base contract equals self.main.web3_wallet.connect .get base contract, and we are passing it self.main.provider. Don't need to worry about what that means, but I know what that means. So we have the base contract, and then now we have, we're going to say deadline equals self.base contract dot it's get minting phase end day. So that's here, let's make this. So last day is get minting phase end day dot to number, and then current day. So current day, did we already get the hex day somewhere? No. So self.base contract dot get hex day to number, and then so days remaining equals last day minus current day. Okay, so let's turn that into a date. So deadline is datetime UTC now plus datetime delta days equal days remaining. And then let's do deadline strftime. So month %d%. See if I got my string formatting right. Let's see if that worked. Hopefully full time. I bet I made a mistake, but who cares? We'll just read the error message and we'll fix it. Wow, look at this. I have a full coffee right here that I haven't even started drinking. Is it too late for coffee? Nope, because we're raging code. Date time's not defined. Okay, so simply we just need to import date time. Most Python people will insist on doing from datetime import yada yada, but I love typing from like datetime.datetime. It's like one of my favorite pastimes. Is type in datetime. So Keto Natural asks, my viewer rewards didn't show anything, not sure why. So you may have not staked for that year, but also there was something kind of weird with the hex reward, because the amount of hex that a 1 day test based stake did for a 1 million hex stake was so small that the number of hex per team staked was less than 1, like of the smallest divisible units. And so Solidity interpreted it as 0. So there wasn't hex rewards, but there was Hedron rewards. It was like something like 7.3 Hedron per hex. So maybe check that out. But if not, we'll have to figure that out. Oh, look at that. Okay. So looks like everything was right. So stake before 8/24/2022 to earn rewards from staking year 2. Okay, so 2022. So okay, so that let's do this. Let's print this date time, and then let's see what the let's print this out so we can see what that actually is as far as the time goes. So print to do an alert so we can all see it easily. Alert. We're just gonna make a deadline there. So right now we're just looking to see what that date looks like so we can know what time to set it at. Okay, so that says that it is (8:24) at that 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. time. So we want it. Let's see. Let's print the last day and the current day just so we can. So here we're going to say deadline. So let's just view those now so we can see what the hex days are, because it's easier to think about them in terms of hex day and not the calendar day. Okay, so we have that date time. So 995 is the last day, and then the current day is 993. So the day ticks over to 994 tomorrow, or not tomorrow, in an hour and a half, and then and then it ticks over to 995 the following day, and so does that mean, what does that mean? So that means that the minting phase starts. Okay, so there really are two full days left, because it has to be greater than that for the base stake to start. So there's actually 2 days left in this. And so we want this to be at when the day ticks over to 996. Holy shit, we're almost at day 1,000. That's cool. We want this to be 996 because that's the start, right? Because currently it's 993 at 0 UTC. It ticks over to 994. Then 24 hours later, 995. Then 24 hours later from there. So it should actually say, what would that be? Let's see. So let's do this. We're going to do the UTC now, and we're going to scrub this, and we're going to do .date. Let's see if that fixes anything. And then let's just do at blank UTC. I think it is percent big H slash or colon hours percent big M. Let's see what that does. Okay. Yep, looks like it stripped the stake before 824 at 000 UTC to earn rewards from staking year 2. So what would that be? Would that be right? Yeah, so someone think this through. So if the current day right now is 9, what do we say was? Let's think this through. Hexicus Maximus saying, dropping it from Canada, welcome. Hexicus has been all over Twitter lately. Great to see it. Okay, so currently it's 993. The base stake minting and redemption phase, which we're calling the reload phase, is 995, meaning that as day 995 ticks over into 996 is when we're done. So that needs to be 993. Okay, so 993 ticks over to 994 here in an hour or so. Then 994 ticks over to 995 the following day. So on the 23rd, but 23rd 0 UTC is actually in a couple minutes, in an hour. So 23rd is when, okay, so the 23rd 0 UTC starts in an hour, and then that's when 994 happens. Rolls over to 995 at 0 UTC on the 24th, and then 996. Okay, so and it needs to be 996. So it's actually going to be 1 day. So the days remaining, last day minus current day. So we might just need to add 1 to this because when it's the last day minus the current day, when that is 0, meaning it is day 995 currently, that means that there is still time left. It's not fully 0. And so I think this should actually make it so that the day ticks over at the right time that's shown here. But this is the test net, so we'll see for sure. $825 0 UTC. So yeah, so that is, I mean, What is 0 UTC? Is 0 UTC the start of the day, right? That makes sense, right? So 825 0 UTC is the same thing as 824 5 p.m. Pacific, and that's in 2 days from now. So then we go, so then that's 2 full days. So 94, 95, and after that. Okay, I think that's right. So got that. Okay, so so to answer that person's question, for my view rewards didn't show anything, not sure why. What year was that for? Because when you look at a stake, so like this stake, for instance, here, I staked in year 1 and then rolled forward into year 2. And so since year 2 hasn't ended yet, hasn't even started yet, there's nothing showing there. So whereas year 1 shows the Hedron that I'd earned. And I'd said earlier that the amount of hex that first base stake paid was so small that it was smaller than the minimum unit of solidity. And so it was interpreted as 0. So maybe that's just what you got to check. You got to check when your stake is staked until. Yeah, so maybe try that out. So this is a good question. So GoDotHex says this day 994. So I'm not exactly sure why. I think it has to do with how the days were displayed at the start. But the hex day that the hex smart contract says is one smaller than what the go.hex.com site says. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's the but so it is kind of weird to so looking at the go.hex day is a little different. The contract day is 993. Got it now. I wasn't clicking the through. Okay, so there we go. That's a perfect reason why we should change this little thing there to be more obvious what it does. So I think it's on the stake record card. That's where that is, right here. Let's pull that open. That link, rather than an ellipses, let's give that an expand. Is there another expand? Expand, and then let's make it big. Let's make it like, I don't know, 24. Okay. Now let's see what happens there. So Keto Natural, go ahead and refresh it, and then let me get rid of that. Go ahead and refresh that, and then see if you see if you're able to see if you're able to see it now. That is weird how it's kind of hidden in that way. Maybe I should put it somewhere else in there. Let's see. Maybe it has to do with this thing here. So what is this in? Let's see. Oh, it's up here. That's why. Okay, so let's go back to the stick record card. And then, okay, so that's probably why. So we just need this to be a little larger. Okay. So I'm probably not going to optimize this just yet because we have a full year before the first stake rewards come out. So it's kind of, I'm more focused on the minting part. So maybe that's better. Okay, let's hide that little thing right there. Let's get rid of the show page controls. Yep. Okay, let's see that. Okay, that looks a little weird on mobile. I don't like that too much. So you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do this. And then this is probably the last thing we're going to do on this claim page. We are going to change period. Just going to actually just drag that one on a period. And then we are going to say that self.link1.text equals self.item period. And then let's remove that from, we'll reset the size on that just to the default. See if that's any better. Oh, I hadn't set the, okay, so that looks all weird. Looks better the wider it is. So here, let's do this. Let's see if that's any better. All right, much better. Maybe that should say total stake. Maybe that should be a different one. And maybe it should come after. So I'm actually going to make it so that if you click on this and the current period is less than, so if self.item period is less than, so it's greater than, so that period needs to be less than the current one. Yeah. If it's less than current period, then we do that. If it's not, else, let's do a check back for rewards once year blank. Format self.item period. Okay. So okay, so how do we find the current period? Let's see what information we're passing to that stake record card. Period, amount, total, claimable, stake ID. Stake ID, token. So the claimable amounts are coming from that, but then these, okay, so here these are. Let's just add another thing in here called current period. And we got to have a current period somewhere. Yeah, self.current period. So now we go back to this. It's self.item. Let's see if that works. So if you the rewards, year 2 says check back for rewards once year 2 ends. Okay. Okay, also let's make it so that if the amount is 0, we're just gonna not add it. So let's go back to where we define what gets passed there. And we are going to, so here for token and hex, Hedron, Maxi, base, trio, lucky, deci. So if claimable is greater than 0, we're going to add it here. So that should only pull up stuff that has money that you can claim in there. Okay, there we go. And then claimed. So rather than making that claimed one be okay, so rather than it being visible, we're going to say that the link.claim, so it's always going to be visible. But if okay, so it's always going to be visible. But if it is already done, so if it, okay, so let's think about this differently. So the default value should be visible. So I mean, I guess it's always got to be visible. So let's find that claimable. So it's visible. Now we made it visible. So and since everything is going to be claimable, so we can get rid of that. So here, let's just start fresh here. So if self.item claimed, then here, so we'll do it in one line of code. So self.link claim.text equals, we're going to do a check mark if self.item claimed, else claim. And then so this, let's get an emoji in there. Okay. Don't need to do that. So if self.link claim text equals claim, that's when we're going to run this. And then, so let's find x click claim, and let's see what happens when we, so it's in self.claim click. And then that routes it to claim function. So here, let's just close these out. Those just tell me. All right, my dog is begging me to let her outside. So here, one sec. Here, no, we got to do this. We got to focus. We got to focus. And then I'm gonna let my dog just in the backyard. Hold on. So if claim click, now exclaim function. That is in stake record cart. The next claim function is going to be write reward contract claim rewards. So we're going to wrap this in one of these await promises. And then we are going to what gets refreshed here? All right, so here, let's just write a comment here, and then I'm going to let my dog outside real quick. So we need to check if the did claim value is set to true. Then we need to refresh the view. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now let us just click run. We'll see if that check mark comes up because I've already claimed, so I kind of have to wait to do that till later. Yep, claimed. Yep, can't click it. All right, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna let my dog outside and use the bathroom real quick, and then so until then, why don't you guys listen to this for a minute. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Team Fueled by Watermelon, that's right. Official sponsor, Maximus team. Thanks for joining us, Crypto Gains Club. Great work, Dip Catcher. Thank you. See you soon. Thank you. Maybe those should be a little bit. Maybe I should use this as a chance to look at the events. Oh, no, no, I don't have those in this one. Okay, so we need to do wow self dot reward contract dot update claim. Okay, so stake ID, I guess we're already passing that one, so period. So let's check what that period is that we're passing back. It must be yeah, it must be because we're using it there. So while did claim for while not, so while that's false. Time.sleep 1, and then once that is true, we're going to do a refresh card. Okay. This music's quite loud. Let's turn that down. Let's turn it off. We don't need music. Okay. Okay. So we got that. Should we give this thing a roll? Maybe like a, I don't know. Wait, it's not that one that we want to give that roll to. We want the, that it is this one. Yeah, data grid here is the one that we want the roll on. Let's just give it like a dark gray so we can maybe like a different. The hell? All right, that's good for now. The claiming isn't going to happen for over a year, so we'll have time to fix that later. Okay. Let's just test this early end staking. So here, we're going to early end stake 1,000 team. No, we'll do 1,000. Okay, so you see there, we only got 631.1 back because of the early end stake penalty. So that's exactly what we expect. And let's go ahead and stake. This should create us a brand new stake. Let's just see what that new stake card looks like. Worked. Yep. So we can view the rewards. Should say nothing there. Yep. View rewards. We're already viewing rewards. So yeah, nothing happens. And then if we end stake, it says, "You sure?" How funny would it be if someone just like early end staked over and over and over again until they ran out of team? Well, I don't know. You wouldn't run out of team because the amount that your penalty would always be getting smaller. But okay. Is there anything else about the team staking page that we needed to fix? Okay. Okay, so put the link in here just so more people can see what we're doing. Just caring, that's right. We care a lot over here. Okay, so we did that. What else are we gonna do? So in about an hour, we need to do our other thing. So okay, I think that's all for the team site, right? Don't really know what else needs to be done right now. Pumping hex, that's funny. I'm so sorry, caught up. I was late to the team meeting. That's funny. All right. Let's go and take a look at these pools. See what the deal is on these. So by 2 days remaining, maybe that should be improved a little bit. Oh, one thing I know that I need to add is on the add team to MetaMask. Where is that? Oh, excuse me. Okay, so token image. So on the team one, I think it just needs to be team, right? Or how the perpetuals do it. Let's look at that. Okay, so here, let's do this. So we need the API origin, which we can read from here. So we'll just type it in the other one. So for this one, for Maxi or for team, it's going to be /token/logo/team. That's going to be our token image. Wrap. Link one. Where is that visible? Let's see if this works to just add it like this. I don't think anything's missing there. Let's try it. All right, that looks like it. Yep. Cool. All right. Just like that. Okay. Let's see what's going on this DApp now. Oh, it's the dashboard that I need to work on these. Yeah, because that's just reading Maxi stuff. Okay, dashboards, that's going to be a big project. Fuck. How should we do this? That may take more time. Name says, can you say hi to my in-laws, Matt and Mama San? Hey, Matt and Mama San. Welcome to the stream. Name is an awesome guy, truly amazing, super smart. He just gets it. You're lucky to be part of his family. He's really awesome. I hope to meet him in person sometime soon. I love my in-laws too. They're awesome. My wife has 2 sisters, and we call ourselves the Outlaws. All right. So we know that's got to. Okay, I know there's some stuff we need to do on the redeem one. Should only be visible when it's a redemption period. So let's just go to here. Okay, so what we got to do here is we got to see if the let's just do something that says self dot can redeem, and that is going to be true if self dot maxi contract dot get hex day. Do we have the current day here? Nope, we do get hex day to number is less than self dot maxi contract get minting phase in the day to number. Okay. So if self dot can redeem, we are going to let's just do an alert here just so we can see if this works, and then we'll figure out what we're going to display. Redemption over. Okay, so that says redemption is over, but that's also because it needs to be both less than the minting and greater than the start. Okay, so we know that. It's weird there. Now we need to do, so redeem is still there. Okay, so did I get that backwards? So if the current day is less than minting phase end day, we display that. So that makes sense because the new minting phase hasn't started. So this needs to be if, okay, so we're going to say CD equals, just to make this a little easier to reason about. So ME equals minting end. if, okay, so we need all. So all if CD is greater than MS, CD is less than ME. So if CD is greater than the minting start, and if CD is less than minting end, then self.can_redeem should be true. So if self dot is true, then what we are going to do is say that let's see. Do we have like a, okay, column panel 3, that looks like it wraps everything there. So we're going to say that column panel 3 copy. So if self dot, we're going to say that self dot column panel 3 copy out visible equals false. Then we're going to say that this other thing is going to be true. So there's going to be another little thing in here, label 1. So we're going to call that label redemption message. And then we know that it needs to be larger. And then we're going to make it 8. That is going to say check back. We're going to say this stake is still ongoing. Wait until it is over to redeem hex. So we are going to make that one visible there. And then, so if it's redeemed, we are going to say self.label redemption message visible equals true. Oh wait, so if you can redeem, okay, here I got that wrong. So here's how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be visible is if you can redeem, if equals self dot can redeem, and then self dot label message visible equals not self dot can redeem. So what we should see when we toggle between base trio and the rest is that on base you should be able to redeem, and then on this one we should not be able to redeem. What? So if it's greater than the minting phase start and it's less than the minting day end, so that means the minting and redemption phase is ongoing, then let's just see what this. Okay, so why did that? If it's greater than minting phase start and less than or equal to minting phase end, let's see if that's the deal. Why is that? Is not the case. So let's just print these. So some debugging here. So minting phase start. So we're going to do current day, ME, MS. Let's just see what that is. It'll tell us what's going on. Current day, minting days. Did I say ME followed by MS? Yeah, so end and then the start. So it just started. Okay, so let's just do if it's greater than or equal to. So that was the deal. Let's be greater than or equal to. Yeah. Yeah, because that happened just over 24 hours ago. So minting. Okay. True. Yep. Okay, so one thing I do know is wrong here is that when you do, so I don't think it reflects those numbers. See, because like that should say like, so on the redemption page, we know that redeem blank hex text is wrong. That's left over from Maxi, where it was all 1-to-1. So let's do, it's got to be the same number as this. So let's get the redemption rate out of here. So self.redemption rate equals this number here. Self-redemption rate. Yep. So it needs to be that number times the redemption rate, right? Okay. And let's do this guy. Let's just see. Let's just see. So it's not, oh, and this one's wrong too, because it's not one base per hex now. It's now going to be, it's not 1-to-1. Guess we got to fix those messages. Okay, so that's right in that sense. Let's get these base emojis in there too. Okay, so here, let's just write down all there. There's a couple things that here, just so we don't forget. We're gonna write a little to-do list. So to do, so add perpetual emojis to data table and use them in the minting redemption UI. We need to fix the mint number of tokens to reflect new redemption rate. Yeah. Okay. So let's start the first one. Trio, team, lucky, base, desi. So we're going to do symbol. What is this one? So trio. This one, team, is this one. I don't think we're going to use it, but we'll just add it anyways. We actually don't need the team one, so we're just not going to add it. Lucky is the clover. That looks like Desi. It's the shield. And then base. Yeah. Okay. So we added those to the table. Now let's make it so that those are the so pool token. Okay, so let's add another thing there, and that's the symbol. So that is going to be self dot main dot mm. That's what did we say it was? Symbol. Oh, that can be confusing, but that's just the reality of the situation, and that's okay. Okay. Did that one. Let's see where else we have that. Oh. Self.main.mm symbol. Holy shit. One sec, guys. Okay. Let's see if that worked. Okay, so this one. Self.link max Maxi needs to say all right. See that, and then let's Hit run. Let's see if those emojis reflect what we expect to see. Yup. Let's look at that redemption. Okay, I need to remove those. Yup. Boom. Here we go. Yep, that's expected. Minting phase is over. Okay, so that's spot on there too, because we shouldn't be able to mint that one. So there's kind of nothing to show there. Okay, so let's go back to our redeem page. Let's get rid of those alerts. Okay. Okay, so mint one base. Oh yeah, we need to adjust the minting. So let's hit stop there. So on the mint page, we need to say where it says mint one per hex pledge. It actually needs to say one over what would that be? The redemption rate. So we need the redemption rate. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, so that's a pretty hard number to look at. So let's adjust it to 8 maximum units like we do elsewhere. And then that mint is probably wrong too. So those 8 decimal tags in there. So if we mint one there, we approve one, and then we mint 0.999. So let's see if that's accurate. So should be, but let's just do max. So if we do 0.764, this says 0.67800. Here, let's just take a screenshot of that so we can confirm that what the viewer sees is what happens. Okay, so we did that, and now we need to. So I do want to. So once we approve, we're also going to do the. Okay, so. Okay, so here, let's check this real quick. So first, let's look at the. Let's just confirm. Okay, so the DApp said that the user should expect. Why is that? 763800017 is what they expected on the website, and then, yep, that's right. Okay. Now let's unmint so we can get this hex back so we can test the. Okay, so why don't we just go and test the redemption? Oh, that's team. Okay, so why don't we just test one to redeem 1.00? So here, let's confirm this as well. Okay, here we burnt. Okay, so I probably need to fix the redemption refresh. So let's check on that. So I should have refreshed. So why don't we see what the deal is here? Current Maxi is equal to self.maxi contract. Balance of. So let's just see if this. See what's going on here, and then we're going to print current Maxi, Maxi contract. Okay. Axion Wrestler says, has it been 15 years yet? Feels like it. Hexographer says, haven't chatted yet. I'm here listening while I edit some After Effects comps. That's cool. You should share what you're working on. Okay, so let's check out redemption, refresh flow. So here, let's do a little tiny amount. Okay, I did that, but it didn't. What does refresh redeem do? So maybe I just need to make it so that here we have that button. Let's go split. We'll stop there. So what's the name of that button there? Button redeem hex. So we're going to just say self.button redeem hex.text equals redeem hex. And then we're going to say that the text box needs to be reset. Self.text box redeem maxi.text equals 0. And then yeah. Self.text box redeem maxi change. Let's just see what happens there. So right here, I'm waiting for those to be different. Yep. Boom. Yep. Yep. Okay. So we don't actually need to do the. Okay. So rather than doing the whole refresh, we just need to set it. Okay. So we're using that 0 to that. Okay. That should be good. Mint page. What did we say that we needed to do, wanted to do? Oh yeah, let's check that approval thing. So here, this should be good to go. So let me just run it through right now. So here, we're going to just mint one. We're going to use 1 hex, approve 1 hex. Okay, got that. And then, why didn't that refresh? Okay, so that's probably why. Okay, because that should go back to saying mint 11 base. So let's see why that didn't. Okay, so that makes sense right there. So when we approve the request, we don't need to reset that. Duh. Boom. Yep. Yep. Just like that. And then that should throw an error because it does not have enough. I do want to. It would be nice to do this in a more readable way. Do I really want to do that? Okay. So fix that, fix that. That takes us to the Uniswap one. I guess that all that's left to do is the dashboards. So here, why don't we do a full cycle of we'll mint and redeem, and then we'll confirm everything. See if anyone has anything to say. No. Okay, so let's do a full. Okay, so we're just going to mint 1 hex. We're going to get 0.9997 base. That minting, that one needs to be different. Okay, so we do have to fix that. So why don't we... That says minting blank. So it needs to be raw units divided by self.redemption rate. And let's get rid of this notification because we don't need that. Okay. Okay, so let's get that one to be those 8 decimal limit on the display. So let's go find. Yep. Okay, so we don't need to retest that. Let's just go to the redeems page. And now let's redeem all of ours. Okay, so there again, we need to redeem, limit that to be 0.8s. So here, before we do all of it, let's just do a little bit of it first. Just to test, in case we got to do it again. So we've already fixed that. Okay. Okay, so looks like we're good to go on that. So let's go to that main page and make sure we did everything from our list. So we add perpetual emojis to the database and use them in the minting redemption UI. Yep. We fix the mint number of tokens to reflect the new redemption rate. Yep. So I guess the to-do list now left is the dashboard. Oh, am I going to do that today? Should I push and do that? Sorry, Giselle, I heard you. I was wolfing down a grilled cheese. I could go for grilled cheese right now. Seeing a preview on Telegram. I'll have to check it out. All right. Well, we got a lot done today. We resolved this team stake rollover deadline thing. We fixed the team rewards interface, and we fixed the minting and redemption rate display. I think that was all, right? Oh, it's 5 o'clock right now. We can move forward with the okay, so what we're going to do right now actually is we are going to run the faucet. Where's the faucet button? Okay, so we're going to just get this faucet. Where's the faucet button? So we're going to get the testnet Maxi. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to we're going to give ourselves a bunch of biddies here. So let's just go to the main page, then on launch, or rather, let's just go to this. We'll go to the stake page and we'll do. So here, we're going to give ourselves some Maxi. Where's the refresh? Yep, okay. So here, we are going to get ourselves some testnet Maxi. And then let's go to this page. Let's see when the trio. Let's go ahead and we're actually going to print the MS and where are they? It's actually on the redeem page. So I think it's actually going to be, so we're actually just going to print. So SS equals the minting. Here, we'll just copy this. It's there. Self.mat get stake end day. Stake start day. And then now we're going to do a little current day followed by yes. So current day followed by stake start followed by stake end. So let's see what is going on here, because then we may be able to end the trio stake. Okay, 994. Okay, so here, that's why. Okay, the current day is 994. The stake start day, let's see what this is all about. Nine nine four, 991. Stake ends on 994. Oh, okay. So I think we have here. We'll just show you how this works. So the way that we end a stake is we here's how we do it. First, we find the trio stake, which is right here. Then we get the logs. So now we see here that this is the data that shows us the thing, or that's like the stake metadata. We enter that in here. So this is the stake ID. So let's put a button here. We'll add it on the redeem page. This is just usually an advanced user will just run this. So I don't even want to put it on any dashboards or anything, just to not confuse any users. So let's just get that to be red. Let's change that color. Okay, so we can see that stake. So we click in stake. We are going to do self.write Maxi contract dot its end stake hex. Find end stake hex. Let's make sure that okay, I think it's, yep, so it must be end stake hex. And then we know that let's find that here. End stake hex, and the inputs are end stake hex. Where did that go? Guess we just look up here. End stake hex, end stake hex. Let's see what the order of this stuff is. Index and then the ID parameter. So index is going to be 0. ID parameter is going to be that. So let's just give it a whirl. So index 0, stake ID is that. Let's just see what happens there. Okay, so we got this error here. It says execution averted, stake must be active. Oh, because that's on the base stake. So that's what happens if you try to end a stake that isn't ongoing. Duh. Let's switch to trio where the stake is active. Yep. So stake is not yet complete. That is because the current day is not equal to, or is not greater than that other one. So we're just gonna go ahead and make this invisible. Or you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna just make this button. So the end stake button. So button 1 is gonna be button end stake. So end stake button is going to be, so self.button end stake visible equals current day must be greater than stake end. I think there's actually a value stake is active. Okay. Okay, so let's see if that works. So it shows up there because I need to make it so that it doesn't show up when it's not ongoing. Okay, so that should show up in a little bit. So it needs to be there if the current day is greater than the stake end and it's not a minting phase. So, and CD is less than get minting phase end day. So that should, oh, it's greater than minting phase end because a new minting phase hasn't been started. Okay. I'm stupid and I don't know how to use the and in Python, so I'll just do all here. Okay, that's right. So we shouldn't see the end stake button there, and we shouldn't see it here either. Okay. So once it is qualified to end, we will end it. In the meantime, what I wanted to do was to here. Let's get the faucet. So just so we can test it. Let's get the current period. Okay, if the current year is year 2, so 4 minus 1, so current period is 3. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I was going to try to test the Maxi escrow, but that isn't until a couple days from now, so we'll do that then. But in the meantime, what I did want to do is I did want to, let's pull up the team contract address here. So we're going to copy the address and we're actually going to send a bunch of team to it, or a bunch of Maxi. Okay, so imagine that someone who has a bunch of Maxi just decides to reward team stakers. So what they could do is they could simply just send a bunch of Maxi that they have. Understand. We're going to send a bunch of Maxi to the team contract here. Okay. Confirm. So now that it's been sent to the team contract, when the next base stake ends, so in a couple days here, we are going to see a bunch of Maxi entering the team contract, and then that will be sent to the stake reward distribution. And so during the next base stake, we will see all that Maxi get distributed to the team stakers. So that'll show up in your rewards section of the team DApp. So I just sent some Maxi there, so that'll count in this upcoming stake period. And then, yeah, so we'll be able to see that happening. So looks like we'll have to wait about 24 hours because that's when all this stuff happens that we're looking at. Damn, I wish these test stakes were shorter. Fuck. Or the reminting period was shorter. That's what I regret. Okay. Well, nothing we can do about that now. So let's add some commas on that. Now that I just saw that total team staked needs to be total label team staked text. What was it? Is that how you do it? Let's get rid of that faucet. Where's the faucet? So we know the current period is 2. So that means that for year 3, the current period needs to be 5. Shoot, this test is long. We may have to do another test. If we do just like 1 day mint, 1 day stake. All right, we may just have to do that actually in order to really showcase this. Shoot. All right. So we can't really do any more testing right now on those things. So we might just have to wait until tomorrow. Looks like that's better. The total team staked. Why is it like that? Total team staked. Label global amount. Label. Where's label global amount? Oh, there it is. Okay, so here we go. Guys. And we don't need, so for these big numbers, we don't need so maybe we just do like 0.1 or something. Okay. That's good. Don't have anything to stake. All right. I think that's it. Mixed Mix, aka Jasol says unprecedented. Name says just mentioned you a tweet. Let's go check it out. Oh, would you look at that? Damn, 113 days in. That's pretty wild. 1.45 million in interest. That's crazy. 15 million. It's funny that it was worth 50 million at the start, but because the hex price is down so big. Congrats. Are you keeping his Maxi or swapping for team? That's the $1 trillion question right there. The mystery box rewards can be sent wherever. Joe Rogan, that'd be cool. He should get me on. Oh, this is our friend who said that they're in the Mediterranean. Where did Name's tweet go? All right, what else should we talk about? Or should I go and mix, aka Jasol? What kind of muscle wear are you rocking today? I'm literally wearing a sweater vest. Let's see if I can zoom out. Let me see my camera app. Just rocking the. It's kind of chilly this morning, so I figured that I'd break out some of my fall, autumn garments just for you guys. All right. I'm going to send out a tweet, and then we'll probably be hopping off here unless anyone else has any questions. So today on stream, we proved, it's going to say, fix the perpetual minting redemption rate UIs. Made it more interactive. How can we describe what we did? We it's like auto refreshing the page after we've done it. No one cares. And we fix the team and perpetual staking deadline prompts. Improved the reward claiming, the team staker reward claiming UI. Great time. Let's share this YouTube link. say watch the beginning for a detailed discussion on team plus. Nice. Last time was a straight up wife feeder. Yeah, that's what I got underneath here. It's how work from home uniform. James says, great job. See you next time. Still going hard in the paint. Yeah, I don't stop. Except my wife just got home, so I think I'm going to stop right now. It's actually perfect timing. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I had an awesome time. I'm really grateful for all the people all over the world who tuned in. What did we say? We had people from Kenya, Belgium, Canada, Australia, Mediterranean, New Jersey. We had folks from all over the place. I had a great time once again, and I'll probably hop on again tomorrow. We'll do more of this. Mix says, thanks for the accessibility to the lab. Of course, it's a lot of fun to invite you all in to my process here. And honestly, it helps me get a lot of stuff done because it's a lot easier to stay focused and on task when I feel like people are watching me. So this is really helpful. So thank you all for joining me. That really helps. Hexographer says, thank you. Have a good evening. You too. Catch us again tomorrow. We'll probably be doing the same thing. And until then, I'll see you on Twitter. CryptoCalypso is very transparent. Yeah, I mean, there's kind of no other choice. All this, I would never recommend anybody to invest in any cryptos that are not fully transparent. That's bar none, minimal criteria for what's acceptable. And I feel like this is a really efficient way to do that, just to make this stuff really available for you guys. But my wife just got home. I'm going to carry on with her. So we'll talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for joining us.